Hello, my name is Ananya, and I'm going to be explaining the presence and usage of colons in grammar. So basically, a colon is a punctuation mark that is used to divide a sentence. It resembles two dots that are on top of one another, and the colon has many uses, some of which include introducing a list, an explanation, introducing a quote, two related sentences, giving emphasis, and more. So these are some of the basic rules that pertain to colons. So starting upper left, we have before colon must always be an independent clause. So the colon will separate two different sections, and the section before the colon must always be a complete sentence. The section after, however, can be a dependent clause or incomplete sentence. However, the first part should always be an independent clause. The colon that follows as follows or the following is correct, but there should never be a colon after words and phrases like including or such as. There can be a colon between a title and subtitle. There can be colon used for emphasis, and you can use it between two independent clauses as long as the first is describing the second. So you can't use a colon in place of a period to separate two sentences that don't pertain to one another, but when the sentences are related, you can use a colon to split it, especially when the first one is describing the second one. So these are some examples of colons in sentences, especially in the scenarios that I talked about in the previous slide. So to introduce a list, you can use a colon, like in the first example, it says, I have a few favorite classes at college, literature, psychology, and art. So in this scenario, the colon is used to introduce a list of the favorite classes that this person has at college. And the second one has a similar effect. It states the movie had everything I wanted, action and suspense. And the colon is used to sort of give a passageway to what the person wanted from the movie, and it sort of introduces a list of what they wanted, which was action and suspense. And then the third one is also an example of introducing a list. It states, these are Mike's interests, art, chemistry, and biology. This also introduces a list of Mike's interests. Obviously, a colon is used for us to tell time and us to write time. So between the hour and the minute, you will have a colon. So to introduce a quote, you can use it like in the example beneath. It states, he ended with the immortal words of Neil Young, rock and roll can never die. The quote is that rock and roll can never die, and since that is a quote, you introduce it with the colon before it. You can use a colon after the phrase as follows. So the directions are as follows, straight and then left. And to add emphasis, you can also use a colon, like in the second to last sentence where it states the verdict was reached, guilty. And finally, you can use a colon to separate a title and a subtitle. For example, On Fire, The Case for a Green New Deal by Naomi Klein. It has a colon to separate the title, which is On Fire, and the subtitle, which is The Case for a Green New Deal. Thank you.